The way you begin your morning sets the tone for your entire day. For a Stoic, each morning is not just a fresh start, it is a battlefield where the mind must prepare itself for the unpredictability of life. And just as there are things you should do to stay mentally grounded, there are also actions that must be avoided at all costs if you're aiming to preserve clarity, control, and inner peace. The Stoics believed that much of life's chaos is not caused by the world itself, but by our reaction to it. Morning is the first test. Fail it, and you carry the emotional weight through the rest of your day. Succeed, and you walk with power, presence, and a mind that cannot be easily disturbed. So, let's strip away the noise and expose the 10 most dangerous things you should never do in the morning if you truly want to embody Stoic strength. The first mistake is reaching for your phone immediately after waking up. This small action seems harmless, but it pulls your attention into someone else's world before you've even grounded yourself in your own. News headlines, notifications, messages, all of them inject urgency into your mind. You're being trained to react before you've even taken your first breath with intention. A Stoic begins the day in silence, not in digital noise. Your mind should be calm, unshaken, not invaded by the external world. The first minutes of your morning are sacred. Do not give them away. Second, never skip self-reflection. A Stoic doesn't stumble into the day blindly. Marcus Aurelius wrote in his Meditations as a daily practice. Not for vanity, but for clarity. He reflected on who he was, what he would face, and how he intended to respond. When you avoid this reflection, you allow the day to shape you instead of you shaping the day. Begin by asking, what kind of person do I want to be today? If you do not answer, the world will answer for you, and it will not be kind. Third, do not complain, not even in your thoughts. Most people begin their day with mental resistance. I didn't sleep enough. I don't want to go to work. I wish I could stay in bed. But this mindset poisons you before life even has a chance to test you. Complaining is the act of giving away your power. A Stoic accepts the day as it is and chooses to meet it with strength, not bitterness. Say nothing if you must, but let it not be resentment that speaks first. Fourth, never rush into your day without presence. Most people wake up and immediately start running, mentally or physically, without grounding themselves in the present. They move from one task to the next, already thinking about what's next, never pausing to be where they are. Stoicism teaches that the only moment we truly own is now. If you ignore it, you become a slave to distraction. Take your time. Breathe. Feel the morning. Start with presence or spend the rest of the day chasing it. Fifth, don't allow negative thoughts to go unchallenged. In the quiet of morning, your inner critic may speak loudest. Doubt, fear, and insecurity often show up before anything else does. But the Stoic does not entertain every thought that enters the mind. You must be a guardian at the gate. Ask, is this thought useful? Is it true? Does it serve me? Seneca reminded us that we suffer more in imagination than in reality. Catch the poison before it spreads. Sixth, never eat or drink mindlessly. Stoicism emphasizes temperance, the discipline of self-restraint. But many people begin their day by indulging without awareness. They eat out of habit, not need. They drink caffeine to escape fatigue rather than address the cause. When you consume without consciousness, you dull your self-mastery. A Stoic eats to live, not lives to eat. Be mindful of what you allow into your body. Let your first act of consumption be one of discipline, not desire. Seventh, do not avoid discomfort. The morning is the best time to lean into controlled discomfort, cold showers, physical movement, mental focus. Why? Because avoiding discomfort early only makes you weaker later. Epictetus said, if you want to improve, be content to be thought foolish and stupid. That begins with embracing effort and not retreating from it. The more you train your mind and body in the morning to endure, the less the world can throw you off course. Eighth, never forget your purpose. To wake up aimlessly is to drift through the day like a leaf in the wind. Most people start their morning with noise, tasks, and social media, but no intention. A Stoic, however, reconnects to purpose every morning. Why are you alive? What matters most to you? What values will you embody today? Without these questions, you become a passenger in your own life. With them, you reclaim the wheel. Ninth, do not interact with others before mastering your own state. It's tempting to immediately respond to messages or engage in conversations as soon as the day begins. But this is dangerous. You carry your emotional tone into every interaction. If you are scattered, you spread it. If you are resentful, others will feel it. A Stoic stabilizes their inner world before engaging with the outer one. Cultivate stillness before connection. Only then can you influence others with presence, not projection. And finally, 10th, and perhaps most important, never forget that today could be your last. The Stoics practiced Memento Mori, the daily remembrance of death, not to breed fear, but to inspire focus. To waste your morning is to gamble with time you may not have. Each sunrise is a gift. Not everyone receives one. Begin your day with reverence, not arrogance. This could be the last sunrise you ever see. Will you honor it with action? Or insult it with delay? The morning is not simply the start of your day. It is a declaration of your mindset, your philosophy, your discipline. Each decision you make upon waking, whether to check your phone, whether to reflect, whether to complain or to breathe, builds either a fortress or a prison around your mind. The Stoic builds a fortress. The Stoic rises with quiet intention, with calm eyes and steady breath. They do not rush. They do not react. They prepare themselves inwardly, knowing the world will test them outwardly. And because they have trained their mornings, they own their days. So, tomorrow when you wake, ask yourself not just what you should do, but what you must never do. Your clarity depends on it. Your strength begins with it. And your peace, that unshakable, immovable peace the Stoics held so dear, rests on how you honor those first quiet moments when the world is still asleep. Guard your morning, and the rest of your life will follow.